So I think that Dragon is not open.
Did it prompt you to open your user before that came up?
Yes.
Try to open it again.
Yeah, I'm going to close it. And
This is a good learning experience.
yes, it is.
Well, a teaching experience for you, learning experience for everyone else.
Right. Go back to SpeechCat.
Well, in a normal situation, wouldn't you go into Dragon and try to open it? You know, like if you were walking a customer through this?
I guess I would probably have tried what I was going to do first, and then if it was still trouble, I would go to Dragon, but we can certainly go to Dragon.
I'm sorry.
No worries. So this was the one I was using. In a situation like this, it's a good idea at this point to say, okay, well, just in case this this user is corrupt, I can go into Profile, Manage User Profiles, and I can go to Advanced and Import, and I can import my last export of this user profile.
It's curious that it didn't give you the error message in Dragon.
It is curious. I agree. I think I just moved my exported users. There we go. So this is macro stacker. I'm going to click on OK, and it's going to ask me. Thought it would ask me.
Adria, are these exports that you manually create, or are these things that Dragon does periodically for you?
No, these are manual creations. I export my users at least once a month. Things like this tend to make me, re-import a user to make sure that it's working fine, and that's important to me. And so I tend to export them whenever they're really good and import over them if something weird starts to happen. So I'm going to go and make sure that everything is still in my vocabulary and looking good. And what I also do in situations like this is I export my custom word and phrase list. And because I have properties in my word list, I'm going to export it as an XML file. So first, let me do I want a path to, I always put my marker files and word lists in topic files, marker files, and word lists so that I always know where it is, and it gets backed up every time I back up SpeechCat. So I'll call this SB macro stackers and make sure it's a text only file and hit, oh gosh, I didn't do the XML. Let me do it again. Vocabulary export. And I'm gonna call it the same thing, SB macro stackers, but instead of doing the text, I'll do the XML and hit save. Oop. I'm gonna remove this TXT here and hit save. And now I've exported my word list with word properties. That way, any properties that I had added in Dragon would be saved with that XML file. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hit save user profile, and I'm going to exit and see if Dragon needs to run user profile maintenance. User profile maintenance is something that is only going to run if you open Dragon Naturally Speaking and then close it. And this is something that I think that you should open up Dragon at least once a week by itself so that you can give your Dragon the opportunity to run user profile maintenance. Mine did not run user profile maintenance. I am in and out of Dragon daily. And so, sometimes I'm in and out of Dragon all day within SpeechCat, but maybe 3 or 4 times a week I'll go into Dragon alone for some reason. And that is when I always like to give it a chance to run user profile maintenance. Just last week, I went into Dragon and it told me when I exited that it needed to run accuracy tuning. And so I let it. And that's the only thing that has changed from then until now. So I don't know if accuracy tuning upset my user profile or not, but that's why I export my profile so that I can always rescue myself. So I'm now going to go back into SpeechCat. You always want to make sure that there is not that red dragon, that circle with the microphone in it in your taskbar, because if it is there before you go into a job, then you will most likely have problems going into the job because Dragon is still loaded in memory. So it's a really good idea to be able to make sure that Dragon is totally closed before you create a new job or go into, hey babe, Scratchpad. So I'm going to go into Scratchpad again and see if I get that error. Hopefully I won't. And I believe the error occurred after I after I selected my speech files. So we'll see if it happens again. Nothing I can do until it gives me this. So I'm going to click on my macro stackers and open. And I believe this is when it gave me the error when it was opening the user profile. So we'll see if it happens again. Okay, topic ready. I'm going to turn on the mic and dictate just to see if everything's okay. Speed one, speed one, speed one, speed two, speed two, speed two, speed three, speed three, speed four, speed four, speed four, speed four, speed five, speed five, speed five, speed six, speed six, speed six, speed seven, speed seven, speed seven, speed eight, speed eight, speed eight, speed nine, speed nine, speed nine, speed 10, speed 10, speed 10, 21, 21, 21, 20, 20, 20, 23, 23, 23, 24, 24, 24, 25, 25, 25. This is the day for all good men to come to the aid of their country. This is the day for all good men to come to the aid of their country. Okay, so it's working fine. So now I know I'm good to go. I can exit out of Scratchpad and I'm done.